The following episode does not constitute medical advice and is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It's like GPS for your life. The Sky Vibe Show. Authentic, practical astrology in easy-to-understand terms. With your host, Judy Diamond, and professional astrologer, Thomas Miller. And we are back with the last part of Do You Look Like Your Sign? This has been so fun. And we've been doing 4 signs per episode: fire, water, earth, and air.
Fire, earth, air, water, in that order.
Whatever you want to say.
Well, we're going in zodiacal order, in the order of the zodiac. And that brings us to number 8. Sagittarius was a fire sign. And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is the king of the gods. Lord Jupiter. So
love me some Jupiter.
Well, already right there, we're back to kind of what we had with Leo, right? The king does not come in the room hiding under his cloak with his shoulders rolled forward. The king, Lord of the gods. I mean, think about that. Not only king of the earth or king of the kingdom, but Lord of the whole cosmos kind of power with Sagittarius. So with that, they are just in control. They come into the room big. They love a party. I've always said Sagittarius is the party sign of the zodiac. They are highly optimistic. They love to laugh. So everything that goes with that comes right on into their face. They have an open, cheerful expression, typically a high forehead. Just a friendly look. You know, they smile on their face, and it's like, oh, this person is really cool. They're optimistic. They're upbeat. They put their hand out to meet you, to shake yours, or to give you a hug. They're engaging. They're curious. They want to know how you're doing. They always are looking for a good party. You know, how can we make this fun is their main theme. So also they'll have kind of an athletic build. They might be taller and slimmer.
You know what I just pictured? I picture, and tell me if I'm wrong, let's say we're at King Arthur's court. I picture a Leo being King Arthur and Sir Lancelot being the Sagittarius.
Well,
he's the party animal. He comes in and you cannot mess with him, but then he's gone because they love to travel. They're like, all right, had fun. I'm out of here to the next party.
That's exactly right. And here's one from the You Can't Make This Stuff Up department for sure. Sagittarius rules the hips and the thighs. And we looked up a minute ago, who is the king of the hips and thighs?
Elvis, baby.
Would you not believe that Elvis is a Sagittarius rising?
Oh, man. When you tell me that, I wouldn't. I don't doubt it. I do not doubt it.
There it is. I mean, that's the whole thing right there.
Wow.
Boom. You know, and he played it well. But that is the whole characteristic. The party, man, could he stir up a crowd, right?
Yep.
And a paradigm buster and a god. I mean, what did they call him? The king, right?
The king. Yeah, he was the king.
He was the king. So there's the whole package right there. Exactly what we're talking about. He had the looks.
And even when you see him, you know, performing on old videos, he would go into the crowd. I mean, that's such a Sagittarius thing. He wanted to be a part of it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. But the whole package, the looks, the hair, the voice, the body, the build, the hips, the thighs. I mean, nobody could do it like him. Yep. So that's Sagittarius.
Now, again, if you're in a party and you see this guy doing all this or this woman and then they leave, it's because they're bored.
Right. Or they've got 3 others to go to.
Exactly. Yeah. They're like, okay, that was fun. Next. So that's the difference between, let's say, a Sagittarius and, you know, a Leo or somebody that has that character.
Right. Exactly. Now, the next earth sign is Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. So already right there, we know we're like total opposites of what we just discussed.
Wow. Saturn is all about like getting yourself in line, and I don't know how to put it in words. You're better at that than me.
It really is the like polar opposite of Sagittarius. Saturn is about delays. Jupiter is about expanding. Saturn is about contracting. Saturn is, let's pull it in and do it well and do it right. Jupiter is like, let's just go do it, right? Go on to the next party. So Capricorn rules the knees, the bones, the skin, and the teeth. So it's all about our structure, all of the foundation. You know, in the Bible, there's that story where Jesus said, build your house on a firm foundation. And when the storm comes, it won't blow away. If you build it on the sand, so Saturn is all about building it well so that it lasts for a good long time. So if we took that just right there and applied it to the face, we're going to have strong bones, good teeth, good nose, strong jaw, you can tell. And with Saturn, you mentioned it, they tend to be more serious.
Yes.
So that expression will be not the piercing expression of the Scorpio, but the contemplative, reflective expression of the wise old sage.
And they might look at you in a way that is like, you're either worth my time or not. And if you're not, I'm leaving. So they would be the one that you invite to the party hoping to come. And then they decide, not for me.
You know, that's true. And we haven't talked about this in this series, but we have cardinal, fixed, and mutable signs. Cardinal, Capricorn is a cardinal. They are out there. They're just like Aries, and Libra is another cardinal, and Cancer is another cardinal. While they have this structure about them, they also have this prominence about them. They want to be the leaders. They want to be the initiators. They don't want to be followers. So that shows up in their facial and physical characteristics as well. They come in strong. In other words, their shoulders are back. They are a leader for sure.
Definitely.
Another thing that's interesting with Capricorns is there's a paradox here. They sometimes might appear older than their age when they're young, but then somehow when they age, they appear younger than their years.
I totally agree with you on that. And they do tend to be good looking, but if they did decide to come to your party, because it's only if it's going to be really worth it for them, they would be the ones that are good looking, strong bone structure, face, but you're afraid to approach them because you don't know if you're going to be, they can have that. Unlike Scorpio, where it's piercing, it's more of they're really sizing you up. Are you worth their time?
Yeah.
Am I close?
Yes, very much so, definitely. My dad was a Capricorn. He was born on December 30th. And back in the day now, he played football for Oklahoma University back in the day under Bud Wilkinson. Some of you followed all the way back to that. But he was 6'2", but back then, he was born in 1924, back then 6'2" was pretty tall.
Very tall now to me, but
And they called him on the football team, they called him Moose Miller.
Wow.
So he had that. But think about that. He was the center. And this was back when they didn't even have the face guards on the helmets. He played with those leather, the helmets that were just plain leather at first.
Right.
But think about everything we just talked about, that strong, the well-defined bones, like he can take the ultimate hit right in the middle of the line. Boom! They're going to crash into this guy as soon as he moves that ball. And yet they called him Moose. That's Capricorn. That's exactly
it's crazy. My uncle was a Capricorn, and he looked younger every year. He got older, good-looking guy. And my daughter is Capricorn. She always seemed like she had this old soul, and now people think she's 16 and she's almost 30.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you said. It's crazy.
Well, the thing you would want to look for is the strong bone structure. That would be the one thing, that frame. So, and then just the groundedness that comes with earth signs. So that's pretty easy to see. If they don't get rattled very easily and they stand strong and tall, and you have that paradox, that's another very good way that you might say, are you a Capricorn? Yeah, you might get it right.
Yeah. It's fun to test it out. I will say I've been, the more I listened to all of your shows for the past few years, Thomas, I've learned a lot, and I've been able to get pretty accurate.
Well, that's awesome. And that's how you grow into it. And then you just make it yours. You don't have to do this like somebody else does. You do it the way you do it. You make it work for you. It all works. All right, let's do number 11. The next to the last is the air sign. The last of the air signs is Aquarius.
Oh, boy.
We have two rulers of Aquarius, Uranus and Saturn. Yeah, Saturn was repeated there. And somebody asked us over on the Old Soul, New Soul Astrology podcast, why was Saturn made the ruler of both signs? It's kind of interesting because from that structure, from that solid foundation that we talked about with Capricorn, Aquarius is the ultimate radical, progressive, revolutionary sign. And one of the reasons why Saturn was assigned to Aquarius originally when they only had 7 planets was because it was saying that if you are going to start something, you might as well start something that's going to last. So it's a revolution from the standpoint of, like, think about the United States revolution. Pluto is getting ready to move into the sign of Aquarius. The last time it did that, because it moves so slowly, takes 248 years to go around the sun. The last time it did that was in the late 1700s.
Wow.
So that was the United States Revolution, and the French Revolution happened under that. That's Aquarius. Wow. But look what lasted.
Yeah.
So that's the idea of Saturn being the ruler of Aquarius.
Now, looks-wise, Aquarians, I know that they are definitely, at least the ones I know, attractive.
Oh, definitely, yes. Yes. See, their appearance is one of uniqueness.
Yes.
So there's that. See, think of the radical, think of the change, think of the. I've always said Aquarians are the my way or the highway sign. They're going to do it. They're going to beat to their own drum. They don't fit in well to being told what to do. Don't tell me what to do kind of thing.
Yeah, they might be the ones at the party where they seem at first awkward, but you want to get to know them for some reason. You don't know why.
Oh, there's a brilliance about Aquarians because they are so out there. They're so on the cutting edge of things. So with that, they have some of those same facial characteristics. So they would have here's a sign with the large, high forehead and the larger eyes. Some might even have kind of an out-of-this-world kind of appearance. It's like
almost alienish.
Almost alien.
Absolutely.
Don't you see
so
that?
True.
Think of some Aquarians. That they have.
I know. I dated one.
But behind it, you can kind of look at them and you go. At first, you might say, I can get kind of close to this person, but maybe not that close. It's almost like they have this individuality about them that some of the other signs don't have. Sagittarius, certainly, we talked about that, not that way. They want to jump right in the middle and group up with everybody. They want to be in the middle of the party. Aquarians, they want to do the party, but they want to do it their way. So
exactly.
That's where they could have some of those quirky, unconventional kinds of appearances in all the facial characteristics. So this could be in their eyes. Typically inquisitive, they're interested. They are so studious. It's an air sign. It's about the mind. It's about the head. They're always thinking, analyzing, scrutinizing. But chances are, before you can even ask them the first question, they've made up their mind about what their decision is. And you're not going to change it.
Absolutely. And I will say, too, they're going to be the ones, again, I bring up my whole party scenario, where you're interested because they're saying things so off the wall and they look so different. Maybe they're wearing plaid pants from the 70s, vintage, with a cool new shirt. And then they might look at you quizzically, make up their mind about you, and then they'll look up to the right or look down to the left because they're thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the typical, like what you would do with NLP, right? Where are they looking in their field to find the answer? And that's one of the things. So, like, one of those characteristics of how you would know the Aquarians in the party is you would look for that unusual, some kind of characteristic. So it might be that they're taller than the rest, or they have that just kind of different look.
There's a look.
Yeah, just a little bit different look. And that look of uniqueness that sets them apart. So there's going to be a little bit of a pop-out, stand-out kind of thing as well.
Mm-hmm. So to see if you're even right, I love about the whole party thing is that you could look at a party, somebody you don't know, and they would look, this is the funny part. If you were to look at them, I go, I wonder if they're Aquarius. And you walk up to them and you say, I know this is going to sound stupid, but are you Aquarius? And then they answer you something like, I don't know, something very sarcastic and go, that's dumb. I don't believe in it. They are.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, ring the bell. You got it. All right, the last sign is a water sign. The last sign of the zodiac is Pisces, and we have two rulers of Pisces. The modern ruler is Neptune, and the original ruler is Jupiter. So we're kind of back to that same characteristic like we talked about with Sagittarius, only in a whole completely different way. Now, Pisces rules the feet. Now, think about that for a minute.
Well, it's easy for me because I know a lot of Pisces, and I know that they are always in a million different directions at once, and those feet take them everywhere.
Yes, Pisces is one of the dual signs of the zodiac.
They always have beautiful feet, too.
Yes, and the feet are our foundation.
Ooh, wow.
And Neptune is about reconnecting with our divine source.
Our home base, our foundation.
Our home base.
They're very
what we
spiritual.
stand on. Yes, very spiritual sign. So one of the characteristics is that they're just kind of detached from this world in a way.
Yes.
Because the sign rules the feet, what about dancing?
Yes. They're very good dance. Oh my gosh, you're describing my late sister.
Oh.
Wow, I'm almost crying because everything you're saying, there's a picture I have of my sister. And if you were to see this picture, you would say she must be a Pisces. She's sitting on the edge of a lake, reading her book, looking up as if she's in another world.
Yeah.
And people would think she was an airhead. She was one of the smartest people you'd know. She just was otherworldly.
Very deep in their soul.
Yes.
Like a soul connection that the only other sign that would be close would be Cancer because of the moon.
Exactly.
But Cancers are always changing. The moon is changing signs every 2 days. It's in and out. The tides are in and out. Everything about the moon is flow and change, and not with Pisces. Pisces they've got their feet on the ground, but sometimes up in the air. It's like So
they have a fantasy kind of world because they know there's other things, otherworldly. Yeah.
There's more going on.
Yes. And I think the two differences between the difference between Cancer and Pisces, they're both nurturing. Cancer is very nurturing, whereas Pisces is empathetic. There's a difference.
That's a perfect way to say it. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So the dreamy features, the soulful eyes, which could have long eyelashes to accompany naturally without all the embellishment that we do today. Gentle expressions because of that distance from reality.
Almost a soft halo effect.
Yes, exactly. That's a perfect way to put it. Yeah. See, you know this sign well. The gracefulness.
Yes.
Even we were talking about dancing. Their movements are graceful. Their bodies are graceful. I had a really good friend, Pisces, who passed away as well, and was more on the petite side. And sometimes that's the case.
My sister.
Tony Robbins is a Pisces. He's a leap year Pisces baby, February 29th.
I thought it was a Leo.
He doesn't fit any of this, but he is a Pisces sun for sure.
He's got to have a Leo rising somewhere.
It doesn't, these are general broad characteristics that fit a lot of people, but then there are some that come along like Tony that you go, wow, I don't think of any of this when you think he's 6'7" and his shoulders are as wide apart as building the door to the building, but probably has very big feet too.
He probably does, and he actually is a huge swimmer, and that's another thing. They love water. My sister loved water. The guy I dated loved water.
Sign.
Every Pisces I know is a water baby. Same with Cancers, actually. Yeah, it's a little different though. It's
the water signs.
I think if you think the word ethereal, you've seen a Pisces.
But the thing about it is, you're looking for that distance in their eyes. That. Not a disconnect, just I'm here, but I'm also over there.
Perfect way to describe it.
And a perfect way to wrap it up, too. I love that sign.
Subscribe to The Sky Vibe, the podcast, and it's free on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts, and thank you.